Hey guys, it's Little Nogi Tales here, and today I'm gonna be doing an in-depth kind of character analysis on one of who I think is the most complex and most well-developed character in shonen and seinen, and that is none other than Meruem from Hunter x Hunter. And before I get any further, if you're watching Hunter x Hunter and you haven't gone past the Chimera Ant arc, or if you haven't read up to there, you know there'll be spoilers here, so just leave the video now. But man, what a character. And sorry, he basically has 5 stages in his character development, and that is: one, the stage where he's just a tyrant and villain, he's the absolute ant king. Two, when Kumogi enters his life as he's waiting for the selection to begin. Three, what was three? Oh yeah, when he was searching for his name and identity. Four is when he received, amnesia after that epic fight with Netero, and it was pretty good. And five is when he spends his last moments. He gets his memory back, and he decides to spend his last moments with Kumogi. And yeah, throughout this transition, we see Meruem evolve from like a generic villain into what you'd call like an anti-villain, or maybe even a hero. And I'll get to that later. Yeah, just give me a second. And if I'm looking down, I'm just looking down at my notes. I made like a compact notes as to the analysis and stuff. Yeah, so let's start off with Miriam being born, and it was just brutal when he was born. I mean, right away, he ends up, he forces himself out basically, and it injures his mom greatly and ends up killing her eventually. And to the subordinates, they were trying to help her and not let her die. He kills them since they ignore his own needs, which was he was hungry. And after that, he even goes as far as to eat them himself. And yeah, you can see already that he's such a brutal and unremorseful character, dictator, and right away he's born with immense power, and he already has the royal guard, Poof, Pito, and Yuppie, like by his side, serving him loyally. And with that immense power and intelligence, I mean, his ego just like whoop, just elevates up there, and he's basically the pinnacle of the Chimera ant, species in general. Let me just take a quick break. Okay, so basically, the Chimera ants, it's pretty ironic since the Chimera ants see themselves as the top of the food chain and everybody else is livestock. And that includes humans, which is a big problem because before the arrival of the Chimera ants, the humans saw themselves as the top and everybody else is food stock. And Miriam is the prime example, or yeah, he's the prime example of their species, and also other soldier ants act this way. Let me think back. It was like an armadillo that Gon fought, and also the ant that shot down Ponzu. Man, I don't like that guy, and I was really happy that he got killed by the Phantom Troop. But those two in particular, since they stated, let's start off with that Centipede. He said that the Chimera ants, I mean, he doesn't hunt. Oops, give me a second here. He doesn't hunt for survival, or because it's essential, to his survival. But he hunts for fun. He loves hearing the sound of, you know, organs crush as he rolls over them, or human organs crush. And then after the one who killed Ponzu, who just shot her down cold blooded. He just states, human hunting humans is so fun. And yeah, man, the and when we look at it, we see how sick and twisted that thinking is. Just killing for the sake of killing. But there are some humans who do that. Some, I'm not trying to bash the sport of hunting or anything, but you hunt for fun sometimes. Not for not for survival, but for fun. And it's not essential. It's just killing for fun. And also we see that with Yunju, the one that Kite, pretty much, beasted on. And he basically tried to tame a human. Yeah, tame the, I forgot the NGL. Yeah. And it's kind of the same as how we try to tame animals. I mean, you got to think about it. At first, before we domesticate them at all, I'm pretty sure they did not want to be domesticated. And I think it's just a way to serve, just remind themselves how powerful they are. It's just an ego booster. You're under my control, yada yada yada. And so the basic um the basic storyline of this arc is basically ants are evolving and trying to take over the world, and humans stop it. That's the basic gist of it. Oh yeah, and Meruem, yeah, when him and the royal guards fly over to the palace to establish their headquarters for the selection, you know, he dispatches of that guy that kind of looks like Razor pretty easily. That Nen scrub. And yeah, basically there's a group of girls, who are scared for their lives that these ants just come in, and they're pleading, they're begging for their survival. And Miriam Miriam just laughs it off, saying, silly humans, did you ever spare a pig or a cow who were begging for their lives? And now we see that their mindset is, they're at the top of the food chain, and humans, along with everybody else, is beneath it. And they kind of hate human, like, I'm not gonna say hate, but they have a special dislike towards humans, since they believe that, you know, they believe that they were above all the other species, when, in their point of view, it was just everybody else is there, period. And they're all just down there below chimera ants. Either your chimera ants and your other species. That's it. And from here, you know, he you could see Miriam. He's basically a generic villain. I mean, he's brutal. He's pretty cold blooded. I mean, he killed that little girl out of nowhere, and he has basic goals, which is basically to fulfill his role as the Ant King and take over the world. And okay, so that'll wrap up part one. Part two, I'll talk about, you know, the next three stages, which is when Kumogi enters his life, when when he's looking for his name identity, and also the amnesia arc. And then yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Little Nogi Tales here, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.